Here we have some interesting things happening as the Russian defense minister has warned that it's almost each and every NATO country that has deployed their military capabilities against Russia. Russia right now is definitely saying that they are in a war with all of NATO. They're warning that as this war continues to materialize, you will see the rest of the world brought up into it, and you will see China take Taiwan. It's being reported that the Chinese People's Liberation Army has closely tracked and monitored U.S. Navy P-8A Poseidon maritime patrol and reconnaissance aircraft that was flying over the Taiwan Strait. A spokesperson that stands with the PLA Eastern Theater Command warned that while they alerted that the Theater Command's troops remain on high alert and readiness to engage in warfare to resolutely, they say, safeguard national security, sovereignty, and regional peace and stability, it is the Americans, according to Chinese military analysts, that need to stay far away from the Asian Pacific. They are warning right now that if America does not alter its course, you will see the largest war that our world has ever seen. I, for one, believe them, and I think that you should too. We need to understand the consequences of what's going to happen next. The United States of America is facing an economic war. This war is being brought on by China together with Middle Eastern countries. Look at what happened yesterday, with the Iraqi currency. They banned the use of the United States dollar for certain forms of tender. We have multiple Middle Eastern countries now working in cooperation, collusion, some would say, with Russia and with China in a fight against the United States dollar. The only choice, if we look back at history, far past when the United States of America was first formed, every empire, when they are facing economic destitution, goes to war. It has always happened this way, and it always will. There will only be one outcome, a winner or a loser. Now, China is getting ready right now to make sure that the United States of America is not the winning side in World War III. Russia is doing their best to soak all of the American weapons in Ukraine. They're pulling in weapons from NATO. Every NATO country, they're pulling in weapons from the United States of America. And in the USA right now, we are running wartime defense measures to contract independent and private corporations to build weapons and build ammunition 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in U.S. states like Pennsylvania. These forms of weapons and ammunition are being sent immediately to Ukraine. We will not have the firepower to back up what we have got ourselves into. The Russian defense minister has said that Russia is increasing its combat readiness of multiple bases around the world, including bases in Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan. This is amid, they warn, United States of American attempts to restore military presence in Central Asia. They say that they have to get ready, and I suggest that you do as well. As soon as we see open kinetic warfare between the USA and Russia, or between the USA and China, you're going to have a complete ceasing of goods delivered to your stores. You had better have your food, a form of electricity that you can recharge your communications units. That's your everything down to your cell phone, your $15 shortwave radio, all the way up to your ham and booster set. You need to have all these things right now. Fold out, solar panels, a small battery backup. They call them solar generators, but what they really are is a solar panel connected to a battery, and that battery has an inverter with it. That inverter allows you to exchange the DC to AC, and you're able to charge your cell phone, charge your units, maybe your CPAP machine, recharge grandma's oxygen generator. Use this to keep your TV running, keep your freezer cold. You can do these things, and you can make these purchases right now, because if you think the lithium batteries that are being sold to the American people are being made in America right now, very, very small amounts. And as soon as this balloon goes up, as soon as the rest of the world sees the balloon rise above the trees, that we are in a deep 10-year war with China, Everybody is going to buy up everything on the marketplace that they have access to. You have to remember that you and me, we are the bottom 5%, no matter what demographic or bracket that you're in. Whether that is a millionaire, you could be a millionaire watching this video and you have nothing compared to the top 95%. And it is those people who will be making those moves immediately when the balloon goes up. So you have to be ready and you have to make some pre-purchasing, maybe some sacrificial decisions right now. We're seeing open source intelligence operatives warning that there is more to this story than we are being told. An intruder entered the National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan's home. The Secret Service is reported to be oblivious to this happening. This incident occurred last month when the intruder entered Sullivan's home, taking advantage of what is being reported as an unlocked door, early into the morning, 3 a.m. All we are being told right now is that the Secret Service is actively looking into whether this entry was intentional or purely accidental. Despite the fact that Sullivan has around-the-clock, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week security, the agents that were stationed outside of the residence are reported to be unaware of the man's presence until he had already left the residence. It was Sullivan who brought this information to the agents about what happened. Now, in response to this, the U.S. Secret Service, they released their own form of a statement. They acknowledged a security breach. This is their quote. "While the protectee was unharmed, we are taking this matter seriously and have opened a comprehensive mission assurance investigation to review all facets of what occurred." Now, what we're seeing in open source intelligence right now is that this is kind of what you'd expect from some sort of operation from Russia, China, or another country that has operatives inside the USA. I don't know if that's the case. That's just the speculation that we're seeing in open source intelligence.